Well, something of a dramatic ending to the press conference here in London when it came to the head-to-head. It was a bit of a pushing and shoving match going on. David Haye is with me. Just tell me, from your perspective, what was going on there?
I think the pressure's got to him. I think the pressure has well and truly finally bubbled up here and got to him. He was trying to wind me up the whole time. He's been trying to wind me up when I was in Liverpool. Every interview he does, he's trying to say things to get under my skin, and he can't. And I think it's the fact that he knows, you know, in 2 daes' time, he's stepping in the ring at me and he hasn't got a reaction at me. He tried to force it out by pushing me. You know, it's a weak move, but, you know, I half expected it anyway. I thought he was going to try and headbutt me at one stage.
He's talked about your mask, as he calls it. Yeah. Has your mask slipped at all here?
No, the mask is what it is. The mask is me trying not to lose my cool, trying to lose my rag. You know, I think it's well documented. I've got a bit of a short fuse from time to time. So he's just trying to ignite it. That's all he's trying to do, but I will not let him do that. You know, the fire will come on Saturday night. You know, but now I'm keeping under wraps. I'm keeping cool. I'm not losing any unnecessary energy, mental, physically, or spiritually. I'm just calm, cool. Saturday night, that's when I'm gonna so I'm gonna light the fuse, and the fireworks will begin.
He did get under your skin in the first fight, very much so. You lost your rag by your own admission.
The first fight, it wasn't actually in the fight, it was before the fight. He won that fight before the first bell rang. He got under my skin, he got me riled up, he got me arguing with him back and forth over irrelevant things. And come fight night, I wasn't thinking about tactics, I was just thinking about just punching him in the face and just being aggressive, where my style is about being slick, being a counter puncher, you know, being an athlete. And I left all of that outside the ring last time. This time I'm bringing all my tools into the ring, so when that first bell rings, you're going to see something very, very special.
So this time the focus has been less on him and more about yourself.
I'm not focused one bit. I've not watched him, not one interview that he's done. I've got no interest in what he's got to say. As soon as I walk out from here, I forget everything he said because it's irrelevant. The only thing that's relevant is me being in my best possible shape, mentally and physically, and ready to, you know, do what I do best on fight night. You know, what Tony Bellew talks about, what he says, what bearing does that have on a boxing match? None, in my mind. And last time around, I got that wrong. This time around, I believe I've got it just right. And it showed then the fact that he had to try and push me to try and get a reaction out of me. You know, it's a weak move, but, you know, I think I've won the battle of the mind games.
Interestingly, you gave us an insight into how you think the fight is going to go, in the sense that you're going to go try to chop the tree down, so to speak, for the first 6 rounds and then step it up afterwards.
Yeah, something I think the only other fight I've done that for is the Jean-Marc Mormec fight. You know, the whole plan was to conserve as much energy in that fight because he had a bit of a leechy style, but working his body from round 7 to round 12 is when you put your foot on the pedal and really start pushing it. And I knocked him out. Knocked him out it was in the 7th round. So as soon as I started to put the pressure on, I won my first world titles that way. So maybe I'm reverting back to an old tactic that I used to use. That's worked very well for me, that I've kind of forgotten. You know, I used to go out there just looking for the knockout a little too much. This time round, I'm looking at chopping him down and busting him up, breaking him up, and really, by round 7, he's going to be in a hell of a state.
Just finally, you also gave us an interesting insight into how much this means for you by saying your whole soul is on the line.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, I've done some big things in boxing. You know, the second man in history to become unified cruiserweight champion and heavyweight champion. Only Evander Holyfield, my idol, had done that before. And to undo all of that with 2 losses at the end of my career to Tony Bellew, it's unthinkable, and I will not allow that to happen.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, David. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. David Haye taking on Tony Bellew on Saturday night, of course. Tempers boiling over just a little bit here in London. Let's see what the result of that is on the fight itself on Saturday night.